Buenos nachos, amigos. It's the Red Pill Roundup, where Gary DeForve blows up the trees from the ground up. It's the Red Pill Roundup. Okay, this is one. It's a very special episode of the Red Pill Roundup, and I do want to say, this is not meant with. I'm not doing this out of malice or viciousness. When I'm coming after these people, I mean, I do have very much compassion for whoever it may be. Jamarl Thomas, Peter Joseph, Lee Camp, who I saw like shaking like a leaf on the run Placona. I didn't do a video about that, but there's like really a lot more like shit I could cover in this topic that, covering the fake, what did I call it? Yeah, I'm going to do one titled definitely the fake left wing of the libertarian echo chamber. That's who these people are. They're the fake left wing of the libertarian echo chamber. Fake left wing of the libertarian echo chamber. That's what I'm saying these people are. The connections are all there. To the far right. When I say libertarian, I'm saying with the Y, where this means like this type of thought that is put out there, basically fascist, where they put out this whole, really I recommend ContraPoints, one of my favorite YouTubers, ContraPoints, her video on, I forget what the name of the video is, but we could definitely check out her channel. It's bomb, it's entertaining, but especially this one, I think, that was about the fascists. So this episode of the Red Pill Roundup is about Jamarl Thomas, who's a very special Jamarl Thomas. Come on down. He's a black dude again, so I can't really like do too much of the Jamarl Thomas. I mean, that's racist, right? If you do it, I don't know. Leave it something in the comments whether that's racist to do. If you're doing an authentic representation of a black guy and then you're making fun of them because they talk a certain way, and it seems racist. But let's get into this now. I want to show this. What happened was, okay, short background on where I came across Jamarl Thomas. Let's see, because he was hooked up with all these guys like H.A. Goodman or Sane Progressive. There's sort of, and I believe he was definitely on Tim Black. They were all this alternative media. I have this one picture that shows H.A. Goodman, which I really should put this on the screen too, and maybe do a more like formalistic type of video to explain what I'm talking about. Just to put my research together in a more polished way. But anyways, this is H.A. Goodman's Independent Media Coalition. They called it, of course, H.A. Goodman has since taken the red pill. So he started out as a libertarian. Then he became a Bernie supporter. Then he was very, very, very much against Hillary until very recently. All he would talk about is how much he hated the Democratic Party. Now he's so anti-democratic that he's pro-Trump. He's taking the red pill. It's the red pill roundup. And Jamarl Thomas, too, is someone who, that's where I came through. I forget exactly how I came upon him, but it was through these connections. He was very small when I said, do you know what you're doing? These people here really, they're not, I don't believe they're being legit. I don't believe they're being honest. All these people, these earphones are very warm. That's why people get those they really heat up your head. I'm going to be in a full sweat very shortly, which I don't think I need to continue wearing these earphones on. There, it's nice to hear what it's actually sounding like, but whoo! Okay. Well, I do need to hear now that I'm going to put this on, because I'm going to put this on. We're going to play this. So Jamarl Thomas, I just realized I engaged with them. He engaged back. He answered me. In fact, those interchanges, wow. I just realized those could still be on there. Let's see if the early, this will be insane. I mean, Jamarl Thomas. Jamarl Thomas. This was for over a year ago. And he took a big side. There are all these people, like Jimmy took this one side in this Caitlin Johnston debate. They all came out, well, is it wrong to have an alliance with the far right fascist if they're both against war? Well, yeah. If it's Mike Cernovich and he's a total liar, then yeah, we that's. I mean, I could explain that. If please, contact me. Come on my show. Come on the Red Pill Roundup with Gary DeForve and talk about why you think it's okay to do an alliance with the far right fascist who's never told the truth in their life. Explain it to me. Anyways, I'm looking for the early days of Gary DeForve here. I think people some cotton pop me podcasting, so I feel slightly foolish, but I'm not. Hey, we're smashing the fash here. It's serious business. There's nothing to feel silly about. Boody boo boo. And there's one about. So they went on to talk about like how basically the Young Turks, because they suggested that people should vote for Hillary instead of Trump in swing states, that they must be, whatever, shepherding people to the this whole debate about they're the ones shepherding people to the Democratic Party. So the ridiculous debate, which goes on and on in the alt left libertarian echo chamber, fake left. And goes back so long ago when he would have. This is like he's had so many videos, so I can't really find this right now. If I can find those though, I should just do another video. Let's do this. Go to this one, the Young Turks. We're going to talk to. But yeah, I engaged with them a whole thing, and I told him, "Do you realize these people are not being honest with you?" And he's like, I forget what he said because it was a whole thing, but I will look it up. Now let's listen to the lovely Annika Sperian.
Bernie Sanders supporter, a black man by the name of Bruce Carter, in order to rally support among the black community for Donald Trump. This is one of the most incredible stories, and it gives you a sense of what went wrong with Democrats in the past election.
I'm just going to stop there because I still get the same, to say, like, this is an incredible story, and then just like, you'll see Jamarl. This is the part that he showed in his video. So, like, if you should definitely go and watch the whole video, and then he does another follow up, and he gets all kinds of hits and everything around the Young Turks and like being against the Young Turks and stirring up people against, which, I hear everything Cenk says, and like he totally misrepresents everything Cenk says. So, Cenk. For some reason, I started to say like a hard C. But anyways, let's go.
More importantly, just how those on the right think and utilize the flaws of the Democrats to their favor.
This is what I'm talking about. This Breitbart, is like whether it goes to a Breitbart reporter, whether it goes to a Cambridge Analytica. That's why I say that one Cambridge Analytica guy who turned seemed obviously a gay. That's why so many seems like from the, that because really the gays are so well connected in the social media. It has a little thing. I mean, that sounds homophobic in the story, but I'm saying like, why are there so many gays involved with fascism? We could talk about that at some point.
That's called politics. That's politics. What you've just described is politics.
That's just politics. So if someone starts out as a Bernie supporter, meets a Breitbart supporter, why is he getting so mad? He really, that's why I like to say again here, remind you, this is with compassion for these people. I mean, maybe, hey, I don't like fascists. People who are lying to me for the powerful and like, you know, misleading my friend Jimmy Dore with this shit, which I noticed Jimmy Dore hasn't been doing aggressive progressive lately, and he's been slowing down. So I don't know if my contact, but I'm gonna do another like hello Jimmy Dore because I realized that's who this channel is for Jimmy Dore, someone who I feel is totally uh, authentic in his uh, beliefs and is being misled by these people who are entirely inauthentic in their beliefs. I mean, he used to like revere like the rest of us. Not that Noam Chomsky's the end all be all. You could certainly disagree with any one thing he says, but I just don't think, like I said in the previous video, I don't think he floats a lot of bullshit because it's just like you could, if he does one little thing, like people pounce on it, So it's just like if he comes out with an opinion, it's a fairly, it's not the kind of opinion you could just, oh, that's just a stupid opinion, just just slough it off. Even though he disagrees with in this case, Chris Hedges, Cornel West, other revered public leftist intellectuals, and say, no, we're not going to vote for Hillary. Did Cornel West and Chris Hedges have formed some form of alliance with, or did they just believe that? Assumingly, we don't know that. That's why we don't know that Peter Joseph has some sort of. But the thing is, Peter Joseph has this link to this whole conspiracy world, the whole right-wing conspiracy world, and he's telling, in some cases, the exact same story as the right wing is telling. Whereas Chris Hedges and Cornel West are pretty much consistent. Everything else I've heard from them is consistent with the left-wing story, with basically the same story that Noam Chomsky would be telling. So let's watch some more. And like I just like say, compassion for someone. Lee Camp, like I said, shaking like a leaf on the run. I mean, this looks like a man coming. Normally, he's not like this, right? Maybe he can get his medicine or something. If someone's like looks uncomfortable, jittery, what is that? Why did it look so? There was no mention of it. Huh. I mean, they said I was on cocaine too, so I'm not getting those comments. So yeah, I'm obviously a coke fiend. So please send more money to my yet non-existent Patreon account for more cocaine.
I don't know what you thought politics was. I mean,
that's politics. When Bruce Carter tries to turn the black community against, and when I think obviously when they're saying that this is the person that turned that lost, what was it? Whatever they said, whatever the Young Turks said. When they're saying that, they're saying he collectively with all the other people like this. And this is the other person like this. And he's getting, that's politics. I just pretended to be a progressive to get all these. That's racist. When you're talking like Jamarl Thomas like that, don't do that. I don't think. Let me know if I can like do, because I think I'm fairly decent at the copying what people sound like game. So let's go.
That's commenting on political actions or what? What did you think politics was?
What did you think politics was?
When Joe Manchin or when the Democrats are paying for the Republican, the wildcard, I can't think of his name, Blankenship, whatever his name is.
False equivalence. He's talking about Joe Manchin. Like now, Cenk is on the side of Joe Manchin.
Because
Anna's on the side of Joe Manchin now, right?
He's a goofball, and you think that's the only person that Joe Manchin can beat. It's the same thing. What they're doing here is pulling somebody on to their side. That's called politics. I don't know what you thought politics was. This is an aspect of politics. Nothing.
Very angry.
Is a strength.
And that's what I say. What we expect from people who are like, that's called the flare up in like criminology, when you see someone like just they get really mad for a minute, because they're like trying to act like they're super mad because they're trying to convince you that this is wrong.
Strange or odd here. The only thing that's strange and odd here is that he's black.
And they says the only thing that's strange and wrong is that he's black. So he's saying the Young Turks are the racists here. This is actually has nothing to do with anything substantive. It's merely racism. That's what he's saying. The Young Turks are just racists.
Let's be honest.
Let's be honest. They're just being racist here. And you're a fake leftist libertarian echo chamber sounding board, Jamarl Thomas. Hear me? I told you to repent. Gary DeForve, you remember me? I told you to repent. I told you to repent over a year ago, and you got deeper in. I told you this was the wrong way to go. So, I mean, if you're obviously, you could escape to the. You're hooked up with very powerful people, unlike Gary DeForve, obviously.
Let's keep going.
So this all started when Dustin Stockton, who at the time was a Breitbart reporter, reached out to Bruce Carter. Bruce Carter was a huge Bernie Sanders supporter. He was doing canvassing for Bernie Sanders throughout the.
And this is the same story that all of them went through, that Jamarl Thomas went through, the same red pill story, where they're all progressive, and then somehow they take the red pill.
Country. He was selling Bernie Sanders merchant.
Hi, I'm Carl, and I have helped many musicians
life,
and
baby.
sound engineers
Real life.
make a living on YouTube. This is one of my students.
Merchandise in order to help fund the trip throughout the country, to do all of the supportive work. And then the whole thing with Hillary Clinton, the DNC emails, all that stuff came out, and Carter became incredibly angry with the Democratic Party. And so Stockton took advantage of that and reached out to him and was like, hey, maybe you need to convince Black voters throughout the country that voting for Democrats does not serve their best interests. Maybe they need to either stay home during the election or vote for Donald Trump because,
the politics of inevitability.
He's thinking outside the box. Now, Carter said the following. He would go around and say, if you can't stomach Trump, just don't vote for the other people and don't vote at all. Okay. And then he recalls telling Black voters that it's the message he says the Trump campaign wanted him to deliver. That's what they wanted. That's what they got.
So there's a lot of interesting stuff here.
So I believe this is just the tip of the berg here. This is just starting to come out. And soon you're going to hear like Jamarl Thomas will be on this, And yeah, I'm available if Young Turks wants to make me their Red Pill Roundup reporter. Would be great.
I saw Black Men for Bernie in their bus. And I think that they were super legit at that point. I think I'm hard to see how easy it was to manipulate them. One of the things that they showed Bruce Carter was this.
Why do you believe that he doesn't have agency? Why? Why do you believe he doesn't have agency? I mean, ultimately, he was pissed.
Okay, so so he made the decision himself to collaborate with the far right. So he did have agency. I believe he had agency. He made the decision himself to do to take money from the far right and do what they told him. Where's the lack of agency?
Stuff. That's something the Democratic Party did. They cheated this guy. There was somebody who he wanted.
The Democratic Party did cheat them. He has a legitimate beef.
That he supported, that he drove around the country for, and putting all that time and energy the fix was in. They cheated this guy. Somebody from the Trump campaign reached out to him, and he was receptive to it because they cheated this guy. You understand that, yes, you may want to say they took advantage, but he also was receptive to it because they cheated his guy. He still has agency. You're acting as if these are factors that are outside of him that are doing things. So no, he still has agency. He was pissed.
He chose to collaborate instead of whatever. He decided to do whatever. He was so mad at the Democratic Party that he decided to just help Trump win. That's what they're saying. That's politics. That's true. I mean, he has agencies, but he was contracted I don't know if they'll even get into this video, if they'll get to the part where he was paid like $100,000 or something.
Pissed off. I understand he was pissed off. There are a lot of people who are pissed off. And there are a lot of people who made the decision that they didn't want to have anything to do with the Democratic Party because that
You
party
can make that
cheated.
decision, but then when you take money, like a lot of money from the far right to do that, a fair amount of money, not a lot. I mean, they just handed out all these. Oh, you want to do this? I think they handed that out to all these people for some reason. Like even I think Jordan Peterson, that's why his Patreon account like just zooms full, because not because regular people want to put money in that Patreon account, but because the powerful, the promoters of, or maybe regular idiot fascist libertarians who want to help too. But I think a lot of it may come from the top.
Their guy. They're not wrong for that. The Democratic Party shouldn't have cheated.
I mean, we know some people do like buy into, but what actual percentages, just off the top of my head, that actually buys into the right wing message of like based on a total lie? What percentage would that be? And that's about like Trump's base, 10%. Racist, stupid, and believes all of the Jew cabal stuff. The far right, 10% who really believe that. All right.
I'm missing the issue here, but let's keep going. Let's hear them out. Maybe they have something actually to say.
Insane movie called Clinton Cash, and they were trying to pass that out during the Republican convention. That's when they gave it to him. Breitbart tried to give that to me, and they're like, "Oh, you guys should run this on the Young Turks." I was like, "Yeah, I don't think so." In the garbage, right? No, as much as I couldn't stand Hillary Clinton, you think I'm going to get manipulated by you?
So yeah,
into running.
There's a point there. I mean, Jake's making the point. Just like, so just because you hate Clinton, that's no reason to run Clinton Cash, which is obviously, just ridiculous far right propaganda.
Insane propaganda? Hell no, right? And to me, the most interesting parts are how they then incentivized Bruce Carter to do this, how some of the community reacted, and then what they did to him after the election. That's my favorite part.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible. So first, let me give you some information about what Carter did and how successful it was in terms of some of these swing states and convincing the Black community to either stay home or vote.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Is like, it's really this micro targeting as much as any of these little factors. You could like name all the factors that swung the election, but the what was it? The insight? No, what were they called? The Cambridge Analytica. Yeah, is that what I'm trying to? Okay. That's really the one factor that ended up
for Trump
swinging the election.
I would wager to you that it wasn't successful at all. Like, it is hard to get across the animus from the stand.
Of course, he's misusing the word "I would wager to you." I would wager to you. A wager? No, that's not how I use that word.
Of African Americans to the Republican Party. The only reason Democrats get African American votes is because of A, cultural tradition, but B, because they know what lurks in that party is not in their best interest.
I agree.
That's what it boils down to.
He's making a good point. That's the thing is, it's a little bit, there is that point where it is all just a show and they're all, it's basically just a scam to take power from, the masses and concentrate it in a, so there is that truth, but obviously that doesn't warrant that you would, so instead of making the same point over, I think I'll end this one. 20 foot 25. I have a viewer. I thank you so much for viewing. Okay, I lost one. All right, they're gone. Okay, that was easy. All right, that's it. I'm just gonna end this one. I'm gonna make the same point over and over.